What is up, my fellow Helldivers? Welcome back to another episode of the Helldivers podcast. We got some major shit to talk about.
Some major shit?
Major shit.
Major
shit.
How are you?
I should probably not swear in the first 10 seconds of the video.
Probably not.
So let's redo that.
Wait, is it because
I can just bleep it out.
Eagle One is now Eagle Fighter?
Did they change her name?
I guess. That's what I heard. I heard that on the way over here.
From who?
Glitch.
They changed the name of Eagle One?
It was on today's Glitch video.
Eagle Fighter. So does that mean that there's going to be more than one then, right?
I think Eagle One is dead.
Oh, no, she died.
She died in combat.
She died in the Battle of Super Earth?
On Super Earth.
Oh, no,
And,
not my girl.
They replaced her with Eagle Fighter. So, yes. No, I don't know. I heard this. I have not been able to confirm it yet because you know me. I wake up, I don't know what's going on, and we come in here and we record a podcast.
Yeah, it's freaking 9 a.m. in the morning. We're like, whatever, man.
Anyway, I haven't had a chance to turn the computer on today. So
yeah. Well, we did have some very exciting news, but before we get to it, remember, guys, subscribe, like the channel. We do this every single week, and go to saltinerdiscord.com. We have an ever-growing Discord community over there that's super awesome to hang out with. We're playing a multitude of different games. Helldivers is, of course, the home base. But we're playing Jump Ship, we're playing Ghost Recon, we've got people playing Monster Hunter, we got all kinds of stuff going on at saltinerdiscord.com. All right, so let's talk number one thing on my mind.
The number one thing.
The number one thing on my mind is they dropped a new war bond.
Yeah. I forgot about the war bond. Yeah.
The 80s RoboCop Judge Dredd war bond. Which normally I'd be like, hell yeah, that's freaking rad.
You should pull up the video, so we can just like react to it a little bit as we go through this.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. But it made me laugh because it was so quick after the ceremonial war bond thing that we just got. And now they drop another one.
Yeah.
But this one very much feels like it was supposed to be dropped before the Super Earth thing.
Yeah. There's things what? Yeah, it seems like they had just this war bond just sitting in the vault.
Yeah.
And everybody like went out and partied the night before they dropped the Super Earth thing, and they kind of forgot about it. And then they come back, 2 weeks later, it's like, hey, what's this thing? And maybe we should have put that out there. So,
it's Yarvid and Urker in there. Did you remember to drop the Judge Dredd war bond?
The Judge Dredd stuff. I completely forgot.
I totally forgot about that.
Forgot. I went out to the shitting log, and I had too much of a good time, and I lost track. So,
my assicle went a little numb because I was sitting down for too long.
Yeah, dude, it seems really weird.
It does seem super weird, but the war bond itself looks dope.
It's like
the drip is good.
I would have loved to have been out there in my Judge Dredd uniform telling citizens what to do and where to go.
Right.
But, it makes no sense to wear that on some shitty swamp planet when I'm fighting robots.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
No. It's just like...
Because, Dredd is famously like Mega City 1. That's where he's from, right? So it makes sense that we're fighting in Mega Cities. I am the law.
I'm going to be I'm going to be going around the city with my stuff, my drip on. I'm going to go, I am the law. That's all I'm going to do.
That's it.
The stream's going to be nothing but me saying stuff like, you have 20 seconds to comply, and I am the law. That's it. That's it.
It's the full 4 hours.
You have 20 seconds to comply, citizen.
Yeah.
Your move, creep.
So here's the war bond. We'll bring it up. I'm gonna do the fat cam. So
this is a very electric war bond as well.
Yeah. Oh, the synth music is dope. I'll give you that. Let me get this out of the way.
Is the music playing?
But yeah. Well, I turned it down.
No, that's fine. Just
yeah.
leave it up. I've heard it.
But yeah, the war bond looks cool. I love it. I love the armor.
Yeah.
The RoboCop armor, classic. It looks like we got some new weaponry. Again, I don't personally think we need more weapons, but whatever. This is interesting. I am interested.
The electric sticky.
Yeah, the sticky electric
grenade.
shock one.
Yeah.
Cool helmets, both of them.
RoboCop and Judge Dredd morphed.
Well, Judge Dredd is coming out in a second.
Yeah.
I like that new emote. Is that the new emote?
Well, there's a package of like 3 emotes. It's like whole stand and some other stuff, but
I'm down. I like being able to do hand signals like that. It's pretty cool.
Right. I know, because you like to stealth around and be quiet and then play really boring games.
I do not play boring games. Here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
I am the law. How did they get away with doing this without getting copyright struck?
It's just enough. It's just different enough.
It's 25% different.
It's gold stuff on your shoulder pads.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a.
But that is a dope.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm buying that.
But hell yeah,
I'm just buying it. I don't give a shit how much it costs. They could charge us $20. They could, and I'd still probably buy that.
They got us
because
they got us.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
I'm
but
be giving 10-cent Chinese people some more of my money.
Oh, so have you looked into that at all? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, we'll talk about the invasion of
the microtransactions are coming in hard and quick.
Oh God, I hope not.
That's why we got this is 2 weeks after we just got the last one.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
10 cent.
I wonder. Do you think that's what it is?
Probably not.
No,
I really think they just forgot about it.
I think they forgot about it too.
But it sounds like something 10 cent.
They were like, well, shit, we should have released this before, but we really wanted to do the ceremonial war bond.
Yeah.
And now we have this thing, and they just couldn't. It was like burning a hole in their pocket.
Right.
They like, I can't wait. I gotta put it up.
It makes more sense to drop this before at the invasion.
Yeah.
And then you get the reward ceremonial stuff after
we win Super Earth. That would have been better. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That makes way more sense. Now that you've said that out loud, I'm like, duh. Why wouldn't you do that?
You don't just get a cape, everybody, that they're working on. You get a free cape for our bug divers that didn't show up. But, you're going to get a whole new war bond full of really cool stuff to wear, you know?
Oh, yeah. What is it? Are we getting like
I heard they're working on it.
They're working on something?
The veterans of Super Earth are going to get a new cape.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, whatever.
So basically, if you logged in sometime in June, you'll get it.
As much shit as we were talking the other day, I really did give it some thought this week. And at first, like the participation trophy thing irritates me. Like that always irritates me.
Yeah.
Like you didn't do anything, but you still get
You're
the same
of
thing.
that generation.
Right.
But you are not.
I've rejected it.
You've totally rejected it.
Yeah, I've totally rejected it.
That's why we get along.
Yeah. Because I'm actually Gen X, even though I'm technically a millennial.
You got a Gen X mindset, my friend.
I do.
You really do.
So I hate participation trophies. So it irritated me at first when they were like, "Oh yeah, everybody who's logged in at this." But then I had to go and do some self-reflection. I went back and I looked. I'm like, okay, what? Because I pride myself on having the Malevolon Creek cape. Everybody that was logged in at that time, regardless of whether or not they were on Malevolon Creek, got that cape.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm like, fuck.
I still don't. I don't really necessarily agree with that.
I don't. But now I think about it now, and I'm like, it's kind of a dick move for me to be mad about that if it happened before. And I'm like, look at my cape.
I mean,
so I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
It's like if you're in the military, right? And you're some schmuck, remote control drone pilot.
Don't besmirch the remote control drone pilots.
How
dare you?
They're video gamers, right? and your friend goes to actual combat,
right?
In Fallujah and goes through the shit, and he gets like some kind of cool little thing to put on his uniform.
But you get it too because you sat in a Connex in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They've got Connexes out here.
No,
this is
Drone Central.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. This is where they control all of them.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's not a real good comparison.
Those guys go through real trauma.
But no, for sure they do. But
they murder people.
But at the same time,
I don't know why I'm laughing when I said that.
The base garbage man shouldn't get a combat medal for something that's happening on the other side of the planet.
This is a video game.
Right.
And it's not stolen valor.
But you know what
I get it. At, right? I get it's an extreme example, but I get it.
But I still think to solve that problem, my tariff idea is the right way.
Big beautiful tariff.
Dude, I'm getting a lot of comments.
Yeah.
A lot of DMs, a lot of comments saying, dude, that tariffs idea is great. That is fantastic. And not only is it a really good idea, it
makes sense.
People would embrace it. They would take it as a challenge. And I'm like, well, there you go.
There you go.
So I like the tariff idea for people who don't participate in MOs. Make the other stuff that they're doing a little harder. So
yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
this war bond looks kind of cool. I like the look of the warrant. The Judge Dredd armor is cool. The RoboCop stuff is cool.
Yeah, I think I'm in. I think this armor, personally, I'm not a huge fan of how puffy the armor looks, but I will say that helmet's going to go good with a couple different suits for sure.
Hey, let me ask you this question. It's kind of a tangent, but I got in a conversation on the official.
You were
Discord.
in the official Discord?
I went to the official Discord just to kind of pop my head in, and I got to laughing because there was this one dude over there just absolutely trolling everybody over. It was I couldn't help but giggle. In fact, I even copied and pasted one of his things and put it in our Discord.
Nice.
I said, "This dude is killing me. Do not bring him here." Okay, that's what I said. Do not bring this, because I know there's guys in there. So, oh, this guy would be fun on our Discord. No. But he was killing me. But when I was there, I noticed that there was a conversation going on about people spending all these credits on war bonds. And they're basically it comes into $10.
Yep.
On Steam for 1,000 credits.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, that's a cup of coffee now.
These days.
That's a trip to Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's a small coffee and a muffin. I mean, what are we complaining about? And these things come out normally like every couple months. So yeah, I know this one's a little soon, but still, it's $10. And I really think for
how
what
elitist of you.
but I don't feel like that's a lot. I really don't.
Nowadays,
so
it's not.
It's not. No. And I feel like people who are complaining about spending $10 for something that you can grind out in the game,
you could get it for free.
You can get it for free is a bit much.
We've had that discussion a long time. You and I put that discussion to rest last year.
It hasn't gone away. And
I'm like, look, man, you can, like, if you don't want to buy it, which I get, money's tight. I got freaking 3 kids. I don't have any money.
Oh yeah.
I use YouTube money to buy this shit.
Yeah.
But like, if I was like, freaking another $10, like, or my kid, it's the same thing as like my kid's like, Dad, can you get me V-Bucks in Fortnite? I'm like, hell no.
That's how you go earn that shit.
Right. But at least you can earn super credits in the game. And then you could buy the stuff for free. It's going to take longer. It's a lot more of a grind.
You're teaching your kid the value of money, number one. You got to work for that.
Yeah.
So make him go mow the grass or something and buy him his war bond. But I don't know. It's not like I don't feel like Arrowhead. Well, yes, there are transactions in the game. I don't feel like at this point yet we're at the Blizzard level of where we're spending $90 for a cool skin with a shop attached to your Jeep.
So
it's just.
Pyle said like early on, put that whole thing. He was like, that's not what I'm about. Yeah. That's not what this game is about. Was that
pre or post Tencent?
Was pre Tencent. And I know people are worried about that because we've seen what Tencent does to other game developers, and it's not necessarily the best thing for the life of the game. So there is legitimate worry about what's going to happen when they come in there with their freaking investment and then they start calling shots.
But they've been there like a year now.
And we haven't seen anything yet.
Nothing's
crazy. Changed.
Nothing too crazy.
We did have the Warzone debacle.
Yeah, I don't think that was...
Or Killzone, sorry. The Killzone debacle where they were like, it was 2 war bonds and you got half for free and the other half is $20 or something.
You got your welfare side.
The welfare armor.
And your elitist side.
Which armor are you rocking? The free shit?
I got the expensive one.
Yeah.
I gave up my Starbucks that day.
That armor is still goated though. I'll tell you that much. It really is. Yeah, that armor is great.
I wear it.
So there's worry, but they haven't done anything yet, and I'm not gonna claim that they're guilty of this until it happens. Like as far as we know, Tencent just wants a little piece of that freaking pie. Because would they say this game generated like some crazy amount?
I don't know. I think I'd have to pull the numbers.
Like Pyle said's a multi-millionaire at this point. He's funding his own new game.
Yes,
based off the money he made off this one.
That's the goal, man. And
that's the goal.
Good for him. That's great. Arrowhead. Maybe this. I think. So War Bond really quick. War Bond looks good. I'm going to buy it. I'm really pleased with it.
Yeah.
The timing is weird.
The timing is super weird.
And that's basically where we're at with this thing, right?
Yeah.
So lots of cool drip, lots of cool things. It's very electric. So just stay the hell away from me when I'm in game because I'm going to die every 30 seconds. I mean, come on. Electric grenades, electric guard dog, the
stun grenade looks cool.
I'm gonna have to start wearing electric protection armor.
Yeah, the arc armor that nobody ever wears.
Nobody ever wears.
Probably wear it.
Yeah, probably wear it. It's gonna be really cool. But the Tencent stuff, we should probably just touch on that really quick. So Tencent, we found out this week that they have a 15% stake in Arrowhead now, and that happened I think 9-10 months ago. And everybody's kind of freaking out because whenever Tencent gets involved, they get their hands in something. And they have their hands in pretty much everything, right? Which I don't personally like because I don't like their influence they have on the industry. But they're this notorious for adding microtransactions and stuff like that in any game that they touch.
Yeah.
And they have their guy that sits on the board of whatever board of directors is according to that thing, and they sit there and they try to, you know,
how can we make money off this thing?
Yeah. And all these game companies are like, well, we need Tencent because it opens up the gates to China.
I thought we already had the China player base in this game.
I did too. You know, so I don't foresee anything good coming of this.
It'll either be nothing or it'll be bad.
Yeah. You know, my brain is like, you know, I'm a Blizzard guy, and I was a Blizzard guy way back when, and I kind of compare Arrowhead to old Blizzard when Diablo came out, the original Diablo 1, back before 90% of our viewership was even born.
Yeah.
Right. And Blizzard was this really cool little independent studio that made really awesome stuff. And they released this really cool game, Diablo, you know, and then they blew up, and then they started getting bigger. And the next thing you know, Diablo 2 comes out, World of Warcraft, and now they're this giant corporate, huge company. And then Activision swoops in a few years ago, and they become just this woke, DEI infested pile of shit company. And then it's just, I don't foresee good things in Arrowhead's future if they keep going. Because it feels like the bigger a company gets, the more down that corporate bullshit path.
Yeah.
That
the more push for
the crap happens. It becomes less about
the game
and being about the game, and they're still making money.
It becomes more about making money,
and it becomes more about
what's the bottom line? Corporate
greed. Yeah, and it's like it's up to guys like Palstat and stuff to go, well, maybe we're making enough money. Maybe we should just, you know, focus on making really awesome games.
Happy gamers will buy the shit out of everything.
Absolutely.
Unhappy gamers won't buy shit.
We're in the age of the AA independent studio as far as
for sure. Yeah.
People are rejecting the AAA stuff because they're garbage. They're just DEI infested woke crap. And it's just nobody wants to play them.
And the games,
and they're just and there's too many microtransactions and all that stuff in it. And you know, I don't want to get too far deep in the weeds, but I think we're happier playing games that
independent studios tend to do better because they respect the players more.
Right, exactly.
And that's it. That's as simple as that.
Even us toxic, weird ass, crazy gamers that think we know what we're talking about, and you know, so I should be in that dev room. It's like, well, okay, but maybe, yeah, but
maybe not.
It makes me a little worried for the future of Arrowhead because I want them to make, you know, fun games that the players want to play, and I want the guys like Palstat and Shams to, you know, to be happy. You know, I know they're going to be happy rolling around in their vaults full of cash.
I was going to say,
but you at a certain point, you know,
the passion project. You
can only buy so much happiness before you start feeling something weird and different. But
yeah.
At least that's what they say. I wouldn't know that personally, but that's what I've heard from my billionaire friends. You know, I talked to Elon.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, you try to buy yourself into politics.
Once you get to $200 million,
once you change the course of history of a whole country, and then you get shit on. You know,
then you freak out.
And you freak out. You know, you just try to
call your best friend a hoe.
So you were on the Epstein list. It's like, what? No, we're not going to go there. But
it's just not that type of podcast.
No, but
all right.
Anyway.
Yeah, we wish the best for Arrowhead, but Tencent is a little bit concerning. There's definitely it's a brace yourself for the worst kind of a situation.
Do you feel like, you know what I feel like we're doing today? I feel like since we only do this once a week, that we're talking about things that everybody else has already talked about.
That's what we do every week.
But I guess that's kind of what we do.
Yeah. We recap the entire week's worth of news in a nice 40-minute
nerd discussion,
and we do it toxically and terribly,
and we tell people they suck,
and we make fun of people, and that's you know, if it's their brand of humor,
we embrace the hate. Embrace the hate. Yes.
What you guys don't know is this guy's last online persona was Darth Vader. All right, let's go over the patch notes today. We did have a massive patch.
Man, I love patch notes.
Patch notes.
You know what patch notes? I know we're going to go over a little bit, but I like to say, guys, a patch came out. A patch just came out today. Go watch Cloud and Glitch go over. because I don't want to read all this shit.
There's a couple of things I want to talk about. If you want a detailed breakdown, of course, go to either Cloud Plays videos or Glitch Unlimited or something. Those guys break it down. Buzz Lightyear. Those guys break it down line by line. That's their gig. That's what they do well. We don't do that very well. So I'm just going to go over the parts that interest me.
Yeah.
There's a stealth boost in this game now, and I am freaking stoked.
My glasses are filthy. I can't see.
Clean your glasses off, old man.
Shit out of these things.
So the stealth detection has been changed. And let me see if I can find where it says it here. All right, here we go. So the detection update for stealth. I've been attempting to stealth this game for a long time. It's real hit or miss depending on the enemy type. It's way easier on bots. Bots have a pretty good detection. Bugs, impossible, because as soon as you get within
they have radar.
Yeah, as soon as you get within so many meters, they just immediately know you're there. But that's what this patch addresses. So stealth detection update. Enemies will no longer automatically detect you when you're near terminated spawners or spawners. Why did I say it twice? That generally that generate flying enemies. Let me pull this up for you guys. The spawners will only activate if you've already been identified by another enemy as a target. As a result of this focus on line of sight or alert-based detection, automaton fabricators now spawn enemies more consistently. I love this. This is game-changing for players like me who like to stealth these games and kind of sneak in and see if we can't. My goal has been for quite a while now is to do an entire mission set with no kills. Just to see if I can do it. Like, just see if I can get all the way through and extract without having to kill anybody.
You're a crazy person.
Yeah, a little bit. I've never been able to do that. Now I think maybe with this change, it might be a little bit more possible. If somebody's already done a 0-kill stealth run in this game, please link the, comment or whatever, because I'm interested. I know there's a couple guys out there that like specifically like really dive into stealth in Helldivers 2 that are way better at it than I am. But I'm very curious to see if it's
you just want to sneak around, hide behind bushes, crawl under things. And
there's a sense of accomplishment for doing your job without anybody even knowing you're there.
Yeah, that's so you want to be a ninja.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'd love for like a stealth warbond to come out.
You should go
with
play
like silencers.
Those ninja games. They have games like that.
I play Ghost Recon, full Splinter Cell. I love that game. That game's amazing. Objectives, take down overship. So the planetary defense cannon now causes an appropriate amount of damage when shooting a Leviathan.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move
on. Factory Striders slightly increase the health to its feet. They found out. Yeah. They found out about the feet thing. If you shot an automaton on its ankle, or not automaton, an AT-AT walker on its ankle, it immediately killed it. Yeah. People were taking advantage of that. I always try to
do the face shot.
Face shot's more satisfying. For sure.
100%.
You've one-shotted Striders to the face. It was epic. I was there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, Dutch just freaking got aim now. It's good shit. Good stuff.
Sometimes.
But anyway, there's a whole bunch of new. This is a massive patch. So go check it out.
A bunch of technical gobbledygook.
It is, but the stealth thing was the one that really interested me the most. They made some basic changes, some upgrades to the weapons, yada yada yada. All good. They do that all the time. But the stealth thing, the notification thing is awesome.
Okay,
I'm down for that. That's really cool. And we have a new MO.
We have a new MO.
Let's pull up the map real quick and take a look at what we're looking at. So the overview, we've got a major order on bug side.
We have to hold 5 planets.
Yeah. Hold Crucible and Alta 5 and these other 3. We've got 2 left on this major order. We got 6 days left. Bug divers are diving. Listen, look, there's 7% still fighting automatons.
Yeah. That's not 20. That's not 20.
It's not 20.
I feel like there's always going to be
some fragment.
Those people.
Yeah.
But we could talk about really quick about the last MO that we failed. There was 50% of the player base were out there on the MO, and the other 50% were split between the automatons and the bugs. In fact, I think there was more fighting automatons. So I can't sit here and like talk shit about roach divers when the bot divers are out there doing the same thing that we were all just complaining about a week earlier.
Yeah.
It sucks because I don't like to eat crow and don't really feel like I am, but still I feel like after Super Earth was finished, right? The invasion, there was like this weird sense of burnout that everybody just had all of a sudden. You know, all of our friends, we got friends that just didn't uninstall the game this week.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done. I don't want to play this game anymore. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess, you know. One of my other good friends is, I'm done. I just fuck you, I ain't playing. It's like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
it's burnout. People burn out.
or they don't like the direction of things or whatever. And I get it. That's fine. But I feel like there's been a shift in the player base. You know, all these hardcore guys, a lot of them are just, it's like, I'm ready to play something new.
Yeah, well, it's been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them have 1,500 to 2,000 hours.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah. And if you're unsatisfied with something that Arrowhead's doing and you're just kind of like, you've been playing the same missions for over and over again, which still, I mean, they still are adding missions. I know last week we were like, why would they take the mega biomes away from people? Yeah. Now they've brought them back. They're on different planets. I'm assuming.
Sometimes I think we need to be a little more patient.
Sometimes.
For real, before we just start complaining like crazy, because I'm sure that they've had this stuff kind of.
So what I'm thinking with the mega bases and stuff, or the mega cities, is the bugs are probably fairly easy to add into mega cities. The bots, however, are a little bit different because they have flying ships. They've got to reprogram how they interact with the skyscrapers. Right. They've got to reprogram how the AT-ATs walk around because they can't just clip through freaking, big buildings and stuff like that.
That would annoy people.
It would be super annoying. Yeah. If you're walking around, you're getting shot through a skyscraper from an AT-AT that's down the street. It doesn't make any sense. So if they're having issues
that's why they don't have that's why you won't have factory striders, but you'll have like an excess of chicken walkers running around.
Yeah. So they're going to have to adjust bots specifically for the mega city biomes. Bugs, I think, probably a little bit easier, although they do have the Bio Titans. They're going to react completely differently to the tall buildings as well. So there's things to it, and I get that. My gut reaction was like, you gave us all this new shit and they just took it away.
Yeah, and that's what people are complaining about.
But then, thankfully we didn't record content between now and then.
Yeah.
So now I can react and say, oh, they're adding it to the bug side. They're going to add it to the bot side soon as they figure out the issues with the enemies. Fine, whatever, cool. I love the new biomes. I think it's super awesome. Again, I'm just going to harken back to like, dude, we need a narrative. I think people are losing interest because it's literally just rinse and repeat the same
Absolutely,
thing.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you.
And that we need a storyline. We had the invasion of Super Earth. People were into that shit, dude. People were like, yeah, invasion of Super Earth. I got to be there. We have massive player base come back and play. And then as soon as that's over with, they all drop away. So what they're having a retention problem with their player base.
Well, the other problem with this last MO that we all failed miserably, by the way, is because it was kind of boring. It was Illuminates again.
Yeah.
And these planets that we were on, they gave us 3 missions on every single level that you just rinsed and repeated the whole time.
Right.
There was no variety. There was no anything. It was just like, hey, they did this. There's a player base, so we don't know what to do. So let's just put this bullshit out there to buy us 3 or 4 days to get things set up for what we want to do down the road. It felt like a real big filler. Yeah. It was a filler MO that didn't do anything one way or another really, except just burn people out and make people not want to play.
They've proven that they can get players to come and play this game.
Yeah.
They've done that time and time again. The issue that they're having is retaining that player base for a longer period of time than a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we were at 120,000 on
plus. Yeah. We almost hit 200.
While we were recording this.
Yeah.
And we just looked a little bit ago.
75,000.
Yeah, it was 75,000. So that's 50,000.
I mean, we pulled up the Steam charts too because we wanted to see. I'm like, where do we sit in comparison to previous?
Yeah.
And this is a 1 month
trending down for sure.
This is 1 month, so this is about, you can see where the Illuminate invasion of Super Earth happened. Super low right here. 25,000 players, and then boom, we're up to 80,000, 100,000, and then we spiked at 150,000. Looks like 148,000,
something like that.
And now we're trending back down.
Yeah.
So this is
pretty normal.
It's pretty normal, but it is, it's something to consider. It's like, okay, what do we do to keep those 140,000 people? And that's got to be.
And it feels like they have like a 6-month kind of chapter release kind of thing.
The arc, yeah.
Are we going to be trending down like this for the next 6 months until the next big thing happens?
Probably.
You know,
they're going on their summer
they're-
vacation
just to
too.
say they're going ready to go on their summer
Yeah.
sauna sabbaticals. So, you know, make babies and do all this stuff, you know, in Sweden, you know, like they do. But
Take advantage of that summer warmth, man.
yeah.
So that is interesting. We have to consider what they're going to be doing when they take that sabbatical in Sweden and take a couple weeks off. Are they going to give us something? What was this war bond? Like, here, guys, play with this for a little while. We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
I kind of feel like,
We'll see how it goes, man.
the new hires, they have to go in and update things every once in a while for a couple hours on Saturdays when they go in there, you know, whatever.
We're in an interesting place, man. I've found the root cause of my issues with the game with my laptop. So, like I said, I played the game. Just a quick update for people who are following me. I got so many DMs from people.
You get shredded when you talk about your laptop.
Why?
It's really
I get
funny.
60 frames a second on every other game. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you playing a laptop? It's like, it's better than your fucking computer. So I have a 2050 RTX NVIDIA graphics card. It has 4 gigs of VRAM. I upgraded my regular RAM from 8 to 32, and every other game has seen a massive performance boost. However, I've noticed, and I didn't know this until recently, but somebody pointed out that they changed the minimum requirements of this game from when I bought it.
Oh,
It was 4 gigs of VRAM. To now it's 8 gigs of VRAM.
Oh my God.
They changed the requirements from 4 to 8. So now my graphics card that had been doing just fine is now no longer compatible with the game, which is why I can't play it on my laptop.
Oh my
so I have to play it at the studio, which is fine. We will upgrade. I will get a new laptop. It's about time for me to do that anyway. So it's going to happen. I'll be back in the game like regularly swinging pretty soon. But that's what happened. And that's why I was freaking beating my head against the wall trying to figure out why my frame rates were so shitty.
Was there an announcement they made about that?
No, it was like shadow update.
That's
I went back to the Steam. If you go to the Steam store for this game, when you bought it a year ago, it was a minimum requirements of 4 gigs of VRAM. Now it says 8, and up to 16 is recommended or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's always that variation. It's like minimum and recommended. So they did the Super Earth Invasion update is what killed the game for me when as far as it goes to like frames per second.
Was the Super Earth thing when they?
It was remember it was like 11 gigs worth of new
And that's when
shit,
they updated
and that's
that
when they
thing.
updated it, and that's when they changed the requirement.
And that's exactly when your computer.
And that's exactly when it all started going down.
Okay, no, that makes sense. But yeah, that sucks.
So if you've been playing on a PC and you've got you've been running fine, and now all of a sudden you're having massive issues, check to see how many VRAM gigs you have.
I don't even know what that is.
It's visual RAM.
And my computer.
It's the embedded RAM in your graphics card. Your graphics card probably has 128 gigs of fucking VRAM because your goddamn space computer that you bought. But schlubs like me,
whatever.
Schlubs like me.
Come on, peasant.
Yeah.
Get some gear.
Somebody told me to go buy a PS5. I was like, fuck you. What?
PS5.
Why would I do that?
Console gamer.
Why would I limit what I can play based on who owns the company? Why would I not just go get a new laptop for the same freaking price as one of these new PS5s that are ridiculously expensive? Anyway, that's the story of my laptop. End of chapter. Moving on. I'll have it fixed. We'll be back together here in a minute. But
we're fighting bugs this week.
Fighting bugs. Hey, you know what,
in
dude?
City Biomes.
Listen, man, it's been so long since I fought bugs.
I know.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, it might be fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And in the City Biome is going to be awesome.
Yep.
Comment below, guys, what your thoughts are on the latest week of news. We've had a lot to cover today. We've got Tencent investing. We've got the new patch. We've got the player base dropping from 150,000 to 75,000. Like, why are people leaving in mass?
Like, are you burning out? I want to know.
We have personal friends who have been playing this game side by side with us for a long time who are just like, done.
I'm done. I'm out.
Just pull the plug, cold turkey.
Yeah.
And there's new games coming out that are interesting them more than this. And how can Arrowhead and Helldivers 2 navigate that to keep things fresh and keep people coming back? That's all it is. Just keep it fresh. Variation, new missions, and a fucking dope ass story.
It's a competitive business.
It is.
There's a lot of stuff out there that us gamers like to play. So
cool.
We got our eye on things. So yeah.
All right, guys. Stay salty. We'll see you next time.